feel I should have more light for this. That's too much. That's just too much. No, I don't. No, it's too much. Good evening. I can already see y'all in the comments. All the rumors are true. Yeah. Late. What is this? Hey, Mara. Welcome. Mara's the only one who said hey. Everybody else went directly to the point. Skipped right past me. So let's start with this. So this is a pumpkin spice triple shot espresso something. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is, but I made it. So I just did 3 shots of espresso and they had pumpkin spice creamer. So I whipped it up like Quavo. Whip it, yeah, whatever. And put a little bit of raw cane sugar in there. So now we have something that I haven't tasted yet because it's too hot. So while we wait for that, I'll take a sip from my oversized water bottle with an undersized straw. But welcome. Hello, Kenny. Kenny said, hey. Mara said, hey. Hello, Cantor. Cantor said, hey. I'm just making sure I get all my hey hellos. I feel like they are deserved. We haven't seen each other in a while. We haven't seen each other since Id Gab. I like to get ghetto over here from time to time. Why does it look like a sippy cup? Look. This is a whole gallon. A whole gallon with a strap. Talk about a sippy cup. Hello, DH. We're going to be quick today because I'm very busy, but I thought you guys deserved some of my time. So there have been some allegations going on lately. Hello, Elsa, DH. Oh, okay. Well, Kenny and I are still beefing. There have been some allegations recently that someone has been spreading online about me. You drinking that whole thing in a day? Absolutely. Yes. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. What I learned is, okay, you know how people take like a smoke break at work? I take a water break. It's an excuse to stay hydrated, but also to get out of work a little bit. Because I feel like people definitely smoke. And how are you taking 15 to 20 minutes break every 20 minutes, but also you would have your regular 30 minute to an hour long break, depending on what state you live in and what your laws are around mandatory breaks, depending on hours worked. How do you get that break, but you also get these 20 minute smoke breaks throughout the day? So I need to stay hydrated. Maybe I'm pregnant and I need to nurse. I need whatever I can do to get a little bit of time off of work. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Hello, Just Brandy. Hello, Wake Up Makeup Slay. Okay, we have 20 people in here. I think that's enough. So there have been some allegations coming out online. Actually, how rude of me. How rude of me. How are you all doing? Matter of fact, let's make it a poll. Y'all don't have to answer. You could just answer the poll in the comments there, because I do think it's important for us to maintain camaraderie. We don't have to just get right into the allegations. Also, so this back here is actually what I was streaming on IdGab. I just put my computer monitor on top of the cardboard and my keyboard and mouse up there and just sat on the couch, which is out of frame, but you can see a little bit of stuff on it. That is like a very insane and huge pile of clothing because I'm washing everything. I decided to wash everything and fold everything. But what happened was I just washed it and I didn't fold it. So that's what happened. So I couldn't use the couch. I'm just realizing, because I'm about to say this out loud, how extreme this sounds. I'm streaming at a desk right now. I went to Target, bought a desk, came back home, built the desk, realized I didn't have a chair to sit on, went back to Target, bought a rolling chair, came back, assembled the rolling chair, then set up my streaming stuff right here because there's clothes on the couch, so I can't stream over there. So I just built a desk and a chair. So I feel like there's an elephant in the room over there, and if you come over to my house, that elephant is still going to be in the room. And it's going to remain in the room until I move out. That's what that's going to be. That's what that's going to be. I have one just like that. Yes. Yes and no to what? Don't know. I'm doing great, eating fries, popcorn, and P&B toast. What is Pin toast? Hold up. Peanut butter toast? I know you're not eating just peanut butter on some toast without jelly. I know y'all ain't out here doing that. Yep, I've just been playing in y'all face. This is going to be a short stream. We're going to look at one video. Let me close that poll. So I asked, how are you all doing? 67% of you said yes. 33% said no. It's good to hear that the majority part is doing well. So congratulations on being permanently homed. Thank you. I no longer have to stream from my car. Peanut butter toast. So I was afraid of that. So do y'all heat up the peanut butter, or you just putting some raw peanut butter on toast? I feel like if you toast the peanut butter and it's kind of melty and gooey, I can feel that. But some cold peanut butter, no. I never liked jelly. Well, I never liked you. I'm sorry. That was rude. That was rude. But we're going to get into our memes real quick, and then I'll play the thingy to separate, and then we can get into the allegations, and then we can watch the one video I have for us today, and then we can go. I'm not going to take up too much of y'all time. But I do think this is important. So let's start with our memes.
Dick in a waist, dick in the right places, hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, baby girl needed the wiener, some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places, hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, baby girl needed the wiener, some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Dick in a
I can't believe Tyler, the creator, would come out with this bop. Let's see what the comments say. AI can be used for political power tactics and for socially destructive propaganda, and it can also be used for this. Yes, it can. This looks like if a man and a woman had a child. That's what it looks like. That's my jam. Let's listen to it one more time.
Dick in a waist, dick in the right places, hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, baby girl needed the wiener, some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener.
Let's talk about it. What Mara says, I must live under a rock because I've never heard this. Obama actually has an entire catalog, and I do want to say this is still my president. Can you please move the Amazon box? No. Y'all are going to see my struggle. But yeah, Obama has an entire catalog, and this is still my president. I wasn't very much for Trump. Trump never put out any music like this, any lyrical masterpiece like this. Biden is okay, I guess. What is going on here? Well, this was one of the comments, so that's interesting. But yeah, Obama is still my president, and that's why.
Milk in the cereal. Oh, good job, Warren. Good try, okay? Can you pour this into here? Practice your cereal pouring. Good job.
I want to see Warren again.
Milk in the cereal. Oh, good job, Warren. Good try, okay? Can you pour this into here? Practice your cereal pouring. Good job. Milk.
Awesome. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Why did he get mad at the cameraman? What are you drinking? This is a pumpkin spice triple shot espresso that I made with raw cane sugar. Welcome, Themis. The first biracial president making bops. Thank you. Because I need to see that one more time before we come back to this meme.
Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places. Hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, 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 baby girl needed the wiener, some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places. Hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, 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 baby girl needed the wiener, some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places. Hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar.
Wake Up Makeup Slay paid $2, so as you will notice, the box is now no longer here. Thank you. Because who told me to move the box? It was London. London said to move the Amazon box, but paid no money. And I just don't understand why y'all feel like y'all can get free labor out of me. That's what I need to understand. Now let's go back to the meme in question. So let's talk about this as it plays. Instead of talking about it, let's go through the comments while it plays. Let me see. Am I the only one who thinks he's slowly adding more weight to the chair? Like he's scared it's going to break. Is that what y'all think is happening? Does it look like he's slowly adding weight to the chair? Themis paid $1.99 to end the stream. For me to say in the stream. Thank you, sir, for your contribution. I don't know why you wanted me to say that into the microphone, but I did. So thank you. That's what that was. He's definitely got a plug in. What does that mean? He's freaky as hell. Why is he looking at us like we crazy when he just did all that? Thank you. Like, why are you putting your hands up at me like you didn't just bounce on your chair in front of me? That's what I need to understand. Now let's see what's going on here. So, unfortunately, unless you know this language, I think it's Japanese, this is going to be a visual only. So you'll have to come to your screen for this meme. He bounced on that thing. Thank you. Like, I'm not about to sit here and pretend like this man wasn't bouncing on that chair. Y'all talk about he was adding weight to see when the chair was going to collapse. Okay. So y'all gonna play in my face. All right, let's see.
Jason, the wet weather might be the story this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend really is going to feel not even like mid-October. It's going to feel like late October. Dare I say even the N-word.
This week. Yeah, but Jason, the wet weather might be the story this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend really is going to feel not even like mid-October. It's going to feel like late October. Dare I say even the N-word.
November's in Paris. I'm sorry, I'm going through the comments. November's in Paris. I hate it when November steals my bike. November is our word. You can say November though. November, please. November with a hard R. There's one comment that says he meant to say November for all the niggas shitting themselves. Then there's another comment that says he meant to say niggas for all the Novembers shitting themselves. Okay. I think that's all the memes I have right now.
Hello, my name is John. I'll be your server today. I was wondering if you know what you'd like to order?
Yeah, I have a question about the menu, please.
The man I please is none of the business. Hello, my name is John. I'll be your server today. I was wondering if you know what you'd like to order?
Yeah, I have a question about the menu, please.
The man I please is none of the business.
This just reminded me of Vine, but I don't condone violence. Now I'm looking for the one very important meme, and then we can get into the allegations. But it's very important that we look at this meme. Why is Will Smith on? What is this? This isn't what I'm looking for, but we can watch it.
Things and they ain't saying nothing. 100 mother can't tell me nothing. I bees in the trap, bees in the trap. I bees in the big things and they ain't saying nothing. 100 mother can't tell me nothing. I bees in the trap, bees in the trap. I bees in the big thing.
Okay, that is not what we're supposed to be looking at. I'm trying to find what we're supposed to be looking at, but I can't find it. Oh my God, why did I just find? Okay, so let me put this on the screen because I'm actually going to do the Kidology video now that I'm housed. Stop sipping on the empty cup. I will once it's empty. Yeah. But I'll do that since you sent $1.99. Now, what I heard is that real men send $5 and up. That's what I heard. Now, ladies, y'all can send under $5. Y'all can send $1. Y'all can send 99 cents. I don't know the lowest YouTube allows. But what I heard about men, real men, is that they only send $5 and up. So I'm going to have to ask y'all to separate yourselves in the chat when able to. That's what I need the real men to do. I'm looking for, it's a very important meme and I can't find it at all.
Your reality. But you already knew that, yet you still live a life that you dread.
Excuse me.
That is because when you visualize your reality, but you already knew that, yet you still live a life that you dread. That is because
I can't believe he vaporized her like that. But at least he was generous and did it instantaneously. Now, the thingy that we were not supposed to look at, but I'm going to because I was going to use some clips from this in my Kidology video because I can't believe I forgot about Treasure. I can't believe I forgot about Treasure.
Issue with my beliefs. I'm white. I'm a
Wait. Wait. I don't want to use Dr. Phil because I don't know how he is with copyright. But I think this will be members only anyway, so.
Caucasian because Everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair.
So me and my friend were talking. I'm going to pause with this picture on screen because I think it's relevant. My friend is a black woman, and she was like, do you see me with a sugar daddy in the future? Because she's like kind of spoiled. And I said no. And she said, why? And I said, somebody told me, literally one of my black friends told me this. One of my black woman friends told me this. Rich white men have a type. Let me see who, hold up. Let me see who Candace Owens is married to real quick. Maybe we can get a better understanding of what's going on. So I just looked up Candace Owens' husband to confirm something. But rich white men have a type, right? Not just rich white men specifically, but rich white men sugar daddies who want a black sugar baby have a type. And my friend is a very beautiful black woman. What I'm not saying is that this woman is not beautiful, or that Candace Owens is not beautiful. Picture for reference. Don't worry about that. That's not important. But what I am saying is, there's a type, and that type has to do with, I don't know what it is about like teeth structure and either a really, really bad wig or interesting hairstyle. I'm not the person to talk about hairstyle, so I'll end that comment there. But there's a certain look, and that look in my mind is like black woman or girl trying to emulate white woman, like straight hair, and maybe some interesting teeth structure. I'll just end there. So I don't think my friend looks like that, but I do think Treasure and Candace Owens kind of. Let me see if I can find any other pictures of Candace to understand something. Oh no. Oh, I just Googled Candace Owens pictures and so many memes came up that I feel like are inappropriate. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I can't put these on the screen. Oh my goodness. Who would do something like this? Who would do something like this? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's not okay. Well, here's a picture of Candace Owens. It's small, but I tried to find one that wasn't a meme. And I think this is that type, right? I think this is that type. I think Treasure is that type. People are saying Treasure is not actually like that, and that this was just a meme for Dr. Phil. But yeah, hit the cash ad 99 face at sign money sign money sign. What is it called? Rosetta Stone, Pimsleur, I think, does language, Grammarly. I would invest in that. That's what I would do, and then get back to me, because I can't read that. They're saying this is you in rare form, but this is the grammar. I don't know. If this is rare form, I just don't know. I just don't know. If this is rare form, I hate to see poor form. But let's see what Treasure has going on.
My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. They're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak ghetto. But when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian, and she.
Is that who your figure is? Sorry. Is that who your figure is like? Does Kidology fall into that category? I think so. I actually do think so. But Kidology is also British, well, she's South African. I don't know why. I don't like Kidology saying why do people confuse her for British. I don't like that. Why do people keep calling me British? What do people keep assuming I'm British? I obviously have a South African accent. Okay, got it. Anyway. Let's see what Kim Kardashian. I mean, my bad. She just looks so similar that I mixed her up. But let's see what she has to say.
She's a wonderful role model. I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person. I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here. I'm here. White
African Americans, are you listening? You are here, and she is. Oh, you coloreds could never. You coloreds could never. I don't know why we're wasting time watching this video. We're wasting time because I just want to see the one clip where she's like, I'm not like the rest of you coloreds, or something. I'm not like the rest of you Negroes, because I haven't seen that in years and I'm looking for it.
White people act and think just way more mature than African Americans. Black people, they think in a criminal way. When I think about
It's true. I woke up this morning and I thought, who can I rob and steal from today? How can I run from the police today? She's onto us.
African Americans, I feel like asking them, what is wrong with them? They're really dangerous. If African American is on the same street as I am, I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways.
This entire thing is about, I don't know why y'all don't like her. This entire thing is about, I don't know why people are calling her. Oh, you know what? This is interesting because this actually ties into the video I'm going to watch, show you guys today. Because there's a white man and he's confused about why this black man attacked him. Because all he did was call him an N-word, this N-word, that. He didn't do anything. So why would the black guy attack him? And I don't like people who are like, these colored folk just attacked me for no reason. And then before the attack, they're like, what's wrong with you, color? You violent, ghetto, ratchet people. I'm not like you. I'm better. I don't like people who like to switch like that. Yeah.
Are you okay? I'm irritated. I'm sorry. I just know that I'm white. I mean, she might not know that I'm white, but I know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins. I feel it through my blood. I tell my mom, I'll never be like any of those Negroes.
Hey, okay, we made it. So it's 1 minute and 24 seconds, and now I know. When does the content begin? I'm looking for one more meme. We just got sidetracked by this. Hold up, because I see Steve Harvey in my peripheral.
All right. So if you're ever a brand and you really want to get on my good side by sending me stuff,
You said this is
the really key to it.
This is Cleveland Brown or who?
To send something for my wife too. Like, it's so simple. Cool coffee click. You did a good job.
Thank you.
All right. So if you're ever a brand and you really want to get on my good side by sending me stuff, the really key to it is to send something for my wife too. Like, it's so simple. Cool coffee click. You did a good job.
Thank you.
All right. So if you're ever a brand and you really want to get,
I'm gonna leave that on the screen while I look for what we're actually supposed to be watching. Where is it? I need this one thing. This one thing. I need you all to see it. It's very important. Oh, here's one.
What if someone's getting angry about your driving?
You can't let it get to you. For example, in 1996, some guy gave me the middle finger after I cut him off. I recognized him from TV. That's when I decided to become a defensive driving instructor, developing the skills I needed to eventually be invited on his show as an expert. Now, once you're there, it's just a simple matter of switching out his muffins with the ones you made yourself. Those muffins were pretty good, weren't they, Jim? How many did you eat?
What? How many did you eat?
Thank you so much for sharing your tips, Danny.
Danny is not my true name.
Not Danny is not my true name. Danny is not my true name. Well, I can't find what I need to show you guys. So I think we can just get into the video because I can't find it. And I don't understand. I feel like it should be right here. Where is it? Okay, we could just get into the video. It's fine. Let's start. Let's separate this. I remember when I made that, I thought I was going to be much more cultured than I am when I made that intro. Yes, the shirt says anything is possible tonight. Last party of the year. Yeah, I wanted to spite y'all. That's why there's a bigger box. So I wanted to address the allegations, but I think it's important to do so with a clear throat. Delicioso. So there have been some allegations going around online about me. What's my hairstyle today? Just out. That's the hairstyle. Out. It's about time. It's about time. I'm about to shave my eyebrows once again, and they're going to grow back immediately the next day. And I'm going to shave my very thick, full beard. It's so tough, but having to shave this thick beard every single day, it's like hard to keep up with. You guys wouldn't understand. But there have been allegations going around. Allegations about someone online said that I am homeless. Someone have been spreading rumors that I am homeless, whoever they may be. And they put this image of me online. Let me see if I can go ahead and share the screen. Now, they put this image online, but this is obviously not me. So I'm here to disprove the rumors. First of all, we don't even have the same hairstyle. You can see his in the middle has like a little, his goes whoop and mine goes dwoop. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. Secondly, his eyes aren't looking in the same direction, which mine do. He's also blurry. And if you look at me, I'm not blurry at all. Like I'm like, look at me. I couldn't be blurry if I tried. I'm moving around fast. Like I don't know how to do that. And also he's in a car, and y'all know I walk. So now that we've disproven that allegation, hopefully we can just put that to rest. It's just been ruining my life, because obviously I'm doing very well. So I don't know what people are talking about. A homeless. I've never heard of her. I have never heard of her. Why can't I find the meme I want? I really want you guys to see this, because it's not a meme. It's like a we need to talk about it meme, but I just can't find it. I just can't find it. So yeah, now that that's disproven, we can get into the video that I want to watch with you guys. I was watching a video and I was like, okay, that's content, because I watched like 5 minutes. No, not even 5 minutes. I think I watched like 30 seconds, and I was like, I'm not about to do this alone. That's what y'all came for. I'm not about to do this alone. I'm a very important person. And so y'all know that my attention span is not very great, because important people, we always think fast. You know what I mean? We always think fast, and like Elon Musk, he probably doesn't think a lot, because he has people for that. So I have people for that. Y'all are those people. Me watching a video will take like 60 minutes. But if we all watch it collectively, it's 53 of us. Let's just say it's 60 of us. If we all watch a 60-minute video together, it will only take us 1 minute to watch the same video. Y'all understand what I mean? So I'm just looking at the math and making sure that we can kind of like cut down on the amount of time that we need to get through this video. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking out for all of us. So let me go ahead and pull this up. The title of this video is When a School Shooter Becomes a TikTok star. And I watched a similar video. I don't remember who the creator was, but this video is by Cat Black. But the video from the other person I was watching was kind of touching on similar themes. One of those themes is, should we forgive people, and if someone has gone to prison and paid their dues to society, should we make them take accountability all their life, always and forever, or have they served their time and stuff like that? So I just thought it was interesting, but also I'm not about to sit here and suffer alone. I think we should all suffer together. This video is 37 minutes long. I'm about to hit that 1.25. So that'll cut it down to about 10 minutes. Combine that with all of us watching collectively, and that's about 30 seconds. So we're going to fly right through this. That's what that is. So yeah, let's get into it.
You know, I've been on the internet long enough to remember a time when the only way you can get on the internet for free was to use a floppy disk that your
Wait, do y'all want closed captions on? Do I have the I don't know what is, I know there's visually impaired. What is it when you can't hear? Is it just hearing impaired? Audio impaired? Do y'all want does it matter? We'll leave them on.
internet service provider would send you physically in the mail. And back then, we couldn't just click on the internet and get immediately online. We had to wait for the ancestral song of our internet router to load. And we had to wish and pray and hope that maybe, just maybe, that third box would load and we'd be able to finally get on the internet and check if our Neopets are still alive and update our MSN status. And though I obviously didn't heed this warning, I vividly remember the warning that was given to me by my parents and my teachers. What you post on the internet lasts forever. So be careful what you do post on the internet. And I suppose because of that, I have historically tried really hard to separate my digital life from my meat space life, I guess you could say. But you know, the internet has changed a lot since then. And now we all walk around with these.
Hold up, my attention span has found something. What y'all don't know is that I'm looking for the thing that I'm supposed to show you on another tab as she goes through the intro. But this is important because these are the 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't do. And I think we all need to be wealthy, high value men, women, and all that, non-binary, they, them, anything in between. So let me go ahead and let's see what's going on here.
Things that poor people do that rich people do not do. Poor people, they're not thinking. Rich people always have the ideas that make it go the way they want it to be. Number 2, poor people get sick because they eat food like potato chips and so on. Rich people, filet mignon. Poor people are too loud, always screaming in the street. Rich people, shh. These are my ideas for you. Number 4, poor people, they're not good guys. Rich people are Christians. And last but not the least, poor people, but rich people. Now do you see? These are the 5 things that poor people do that rich people do not.
Okay, are we all following along? So now we can be rich now that we know what not to do. Back to the topic.
Supercomputers in our pocket that all have the internet immediately right away. And that has changed so much about how the internet functions, what people post on the internet, and what ends up performing well. And I'll be honest, even as a person who has been blogging for as long as I have, I'm fine.
Hello, Panda. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. We're still ghetto, if you were wondering.
finally sort of hitting this point where there's a lot of technology that I just no longer understand. And I think the first time I really felt that way about an application was when I finally downloaded the app TikTok. Now, as we know, TikTok is an app designed by communist China in order to steal our private information. So naturally, the kids love it. And what the kids love is fascinating to me. I find myself really struggling to follow the trends. And, some of them, when I look into it, I get it. I understand why, that dance that everybody's doing right now. And, I get all of that, why it ends up becoming viral. And, the thing that's kind of cool about TikTok is I see a lot of like normal people grow and become really successful. But I guess I never thought I would see the day when a school shooter would somehow manage to make a TikTok account and amass over 200,000 followers. Meet John Romano, a former school shooter who somehow managed to amass a following of hundreds of thousands of people on TikTok. In 2004, when John was 16 years old, he took a shotgun to his high school, Columbia High School, and opened fire on students and faculty. Fortunately, no one was killed. Only one teacher was shot in the thigh before he was ultimately taken into custody. He left a letter saying goodbye to his family, and in that letter, he explains why he did what he did, and he mentions that he felt betrayed by the vice principal and the principal of the school. He claims that apparently the principals were speaking behind his back, and he blames them for apparently spending a little longer in a psych ward. Ultimately, he was convicted of attempted murder and...
Let me rewind a bit to see if I heard that right.
The school. He claims that apparently the principals were speaking behind his back, and he blames them for apparently spending a little longer in a psych ward. Ultimately, he was convicted of...
Okay, I did hear it right. So he blamed the principal because he spent too long in the psych ward, he says. So, I mean, if the principal sent you to the psych ward, I guess they would be the person to blame. But I don't think it's bad that they sent you to the psych ward. Maybe they should have sent you longer. I don't know. I'm not a school shooter. I don't have the credentials to judge.
Of attempted murder and reckless endangerment, and he was sentenced to 20 years in jail, but ended up serving just 17. In 2020, when he got out of jail, he started to make content on social media, trying to give insight into his thoughts as a former school shooter. Eventually, he actually started to give presentations at schools about preventing school shootings. On his TikTok page, he would talk a lot about doing charitable work and working with homeless people, even volunteering at homeless shelters. The little subtitle of his TikTok page, I think, said something along the lines of, "I was part of the problem, now I want to be part of the solution." And he clearly presents himself as a mental health advocate who is very aware of his privilege as a white man. But believe it or not, all of the things that I just mentioned up to this point are not the reasons I discovered John Romano. I discovered John Romano because I saw this video in my feed.
Do you believe that people can be racist against a white person? I do. And so does the man who attacked me with swords. He almost took my life while calling.
Okay. I feel like if you shot up a school once or twice, actually just once, I think is enough. I feel like you shouldn't be how do I phrase this? I feel like you might not be I don't feel like you're the person to herald the talk about quote unquote reverse racism or something like that. I just feel like immediately I'm gonna be like, wait, you are literally a school shooter. Well, I don't know if you guys expunge something like that off of someone's record. I don't know if you call them like previous school shooter, now reformed person, or if once a school shooter. I don't know how the logistics work of it, but I just feel like immediately when I'm listening, I'm gonna be like, wait, who am I listening to? Why am I actually listening to this person at all? But let's listen to him.
Calling me the white devil. And I'm even going to show you a video clip of him telling police that he did so for racist reasons. Now let's look at the definition of what racism is. Racism is prejudice or discrimination against somebody or some group because of their racial or ethnic group. Now it does say typically one that has a minority or marginalized group, but it says typically because oftentimes it's directed towards the minority, but it can be directed towards the majority. And as a straight white male in American society, I get it. I have a lot of privilege. I don't face oppression. I don't have systematic racism towards me. I'm just saying that in this one instance where a man tried to end my life, he didn't know anything about me. We didn't know each other's names. He didn't know about my past. We didn't have some big argument blow up. He was arguing with somebody else, called them the white devil. And then me and some coworkers said, hey, like, you can't be using that term around here. Please just relax. You know, de-escalate the situation. He took an issue with me because my coworkers were black. He didn't care what they were saying. He was upset that I was addressing him. And
so let me pause and say again, because of his credentials, let's call them credentials, I immediately like sort of mentally dismiss what he's saying. I'm trying not to, because the whole point of watching this together is to review it. But immediately I'm like, wait, you literally shot up a school. Why do I care about what you're saying? But also, in his recollection of events about the shooting, he's like, it feels like his reality is warped, where if you're the principal or the administrators and you see a child who's having mental health issues and you start a chain of events that end up with them being put in a mental institution, I feel like that's a lot different from his framing of they were all pointing and laughing at me and forced me to be in a psychiatric ward for too long or something like that. So already, because of his perception of the events that happened around that, I'm wary to believe what he says about this situation. Already, I'm like, okay, did someone just come up to you and call you white devil and start attacking you? Or is it going to be like when we watch Treasure or Kidology on her stream with the two white men? I forgot what the name of the channel is. And you're like, I just don't understand why those coloreds would talk to me so rudely. Meanwhile, you're calling them coloreds and talking about how much better and much more respectable you were raised than them and how ghetto and ratchet they are. And again, I don't condone like violence, even if someone's calling you names or something like that. But I'm trying to understand how these people always come out of these situations like, I was just being such a kind person, and then these coloreds attacked me. Why? And I don't understand it. So I'm going to try to understand it by listening to him.
And he would then start calling me the white devil. And after trying to de-escalate it, and after a while, I had to ask him to leave. And then he attacked me while calling me the white devil. So here is him in his own words saying he attacked me for racist reasons.
Well, dude said I was saying some racist song. I showed him what racism is. Yeah.
Now, because of all of the stuff we talked about at the very beginning of this video, I have a lot of things to say about this particular video from John Romano, but I wanted to take you guys.
Kenny, you're in timeout. How dare you call this man a white devil just because he shot up a school once? People change and grow, and we need to have a sympathy and open our third eye to see the good in them. Yeah, or something. Why is it buffering? All I did was pause and unpause. I feel like YouTube playing with me.
Guys through the evolution of my thoughts. When I first saw this video, I was like, okay, yeah, I guess it's plausible that a black person could hate a white person so much that it would encourage them to be violent. And I think it would be really silly to sort of start debating about, you know, whether or not that would be some form of racial prejudice, because for the white person experiencing it, it certainly is, right? This is an example of a person being, you know, violently attacked while being called a white devil. It's very obvious to me why somebody would have that experience and think this person is targeting me because of my race, right? All of that makes sense to me. They are experiencing a form of racial prejudice. This is an example of a person being violent towards them because they are white. At the same time, we have never and don't currently live in a society where it's seen as okay for a black person to be violent towards a white person. Meanwhile, historically, violence from white people to black people has been seen as normal because white people were considered to be of the superior race, whereas black people were considered to be the inferior race. And we have entire structures built up to reinforce that. And that history is going to mean that violence from a white person to a black person and violence from a black person to a white person is going to be responded to very differently. The punishments are going to be different. And interestingly enough, this kind of turned out to be an example of that. In 2022, while John Romano was working at a homeless shelter, he was attacked by a black man wielding 2 swords. Ultimately, this man would end up getting 25 years in prison. And when John Romano...
You know how angry somebody got to be to attack you with 2 swords? First of all, I don't know people with swords at all. I don't even know where you get a sword from. Amazon? I have no idea. This man got 2 swords. He decided, I don't need my hands for anything right now but cutting you down. I don't need to open a door. I don't need to grab anything. I just need these 2 swords. I don't need hands at all. All I need is weapons. You know how upset somebody got to be? Anyway, sorry. Off topic.
Romano was speaking about the incident, he would really bring home the fact that he doesn't see this guy as entirely evil and that he believes in redemption, especially as a person who is a former school shooter.
Today, Romano faced his attacker and had only grace and well wishes for him.
Forgiveness is not about saying I'm forgetting, but that what he did was okay. Forgiveness is about saying I can move forward with my life and let go of the anger.
And you know, that's a conversation worth having. Should we accept that people are not always the crimes that they have committed? I mean, we know this isn't true, but on paper, jail is supposed to be about rehabilitation. And John Romano spent 17 years in jail, and he has essentially served his time. Should people like John Romano and his attacker, Rendell Mason, always be held accountable for the crimes that they've committed for their entire life? I think that that's an interesting question worth answering. And frankly, I kind of feel like I'm a bit divided on it because in general, I'm not a huge fan of incarceration. I think that we need prison reform and we need it now. But at the same time, I do believe that certain people should be separated from our society. I mean, I am a person who has been harmed and traumatized by quite a few people throughout my life. And there are people who I've been hurt by who I consider to be dangerous and will probably always consider to be dangerous, even if they've changed. And what I've always resented about certain aspects of this redemption conversation is that oftentimes we are pressured to have an immense amount of sympathy and consideration for the people who hurt us, who are often far more powerful than us socially. I mean, this is something I think about a lot because quite often when we've had conversations about redemption on this channel, who are we generally talking about? White men. We're usually talking about white men who have done something really messed up, who get the canned excuse of they were mentally ill, they didn't know they were a troubled teen, and da-da-da-da-da. And there's just this endless amount of sympathy and care and patience given for them. And I've learned over time to feel less like I should give that to people. Like, I absolutely do not need to tolerate or stomach racism because apparently a white person needed to be racist in order to understand how they shouldn't be racist, right? Like, there's no part of that that I need to be present for. I don't need to be celebrating the fact that you've changed after you've hurt me, right? After you've already done the thing. And I hate that pressure because it just never allows for people who are marginalized to ever.
Oh, I didn't realize it, but the black guy who attacked him did get a longer sentence than the school shooter. Well, than him. Thank you for pointing that out, Chica.
Accurately and clearly speak their pain. I've always believed that people.
Family heirlooms. Y'all are out here getting swords, katanas, and cleavers as family heirlooms passed down from generation to generation. So y'all are out here living an anime is what you telling me? So you telling me this black man went up to him and said, "White devil, I'm going to cut you down with the sword of my ancestors. The spirit of Wakanda is in this blade." So anyway, sorry, because I'm just trying to understand. It feels like a fantastical story that's really unbelievable, but it happened. So I'm just trying to come to terms with it.
People can change, but I don't believe that we need to be required to participate or observe that change. And this is going to be a theme for John Romano, as we'll get into, but it turns out he didn't really tell the truth about that story.
Y'all, I know y'all probably tired of John Romano, but I can't let facts just not be told. Learning that the reason why John got attacked is because he caused that man to get kicked out of the homeless shelter and lose his benefits. And the man came to the shelter arguing with John about what John did. Remember when John said, "We didn't know each other. He was arguing with someone else. I stepped in." It was all a fucking lie.
For the man. Let me just pause and say, before we get into the lie, I don't understand. I can't even fathom how insulting it must feel for someone to cause you to get kicked out of homeless shelter, whatever that means. We're about to find out, and then come on the news like, "I have no idea what happened. He just attacked me for no reason." but I forgive him. Who am I to judge?
Who tried to chop me up with swords. Yeah, April 7th, that's what he'll be sentenced to. I have no problem with that. My only problem is with the fact that they never charged him with a hate crime, despite the fact that he was calling me racial slurs while trying to end my life. What do you think?
It wasn't charged as a hate crime because you were not attacked because you were white, like we said, like we freaking said. And the police report says that you were antagonizing the man. You caused that man to lose his services, got to arguing with him, knew that he was having mental issues, saw the swords in his hand and continued to antagonize him. And you got attacked. And then you went to the media and said you were attacked because you were white. And then you get on TikTok and start preaching anti-white racism, knowing damn well that you caused that man to lose his services. And that's why he was mad at you. The audacity of it all. And I swear, John's story and like John's whole entire profile is white supremacy in a box. The confusion of it all, the lies, the illusion, the manipulation, the shit that don't make no sense, the dangers of it all. He literally had children in his comments before he turned his comments off, telling him and expressing to him how they also daydream about unaliving their classmates. And then he had the fucking audacity to respond to these kids as if he was qualified. They were asking him, how did you deal with the thoughts? How do I deal with the thoughts? You're not qualified to tell them that because you didn't deal with your thoughts. You acted on them. But only white supremacy would think that they had the power to respond to that, even though you know you are not qualified. You have no remorse.
So
I'm like, wait, let me go back.
Respond to that.
I'm trying to see what her TikTok is because we want to give credit, right? Maybe it's in the description. Well, we'll go back and find that at the end of the video because she came and ate and left no crumbs. Yes, it is normal if you have 5 grandparents on one side, depending on the circumstances.
Even though you know you are not qualified, you have no remorse.
So it turns out things did not exactly go the way he tried to say that they went. And you know, when I found out about this, it put some things together. You've got this white man who committed a school shooting. Granted, nobody died, but he was still a person who was able to walk into a school with a gun and fire off shots, right? Now he's working at a homeless shelter where he has the power to remove impoverished Black people from the only place that they currently have to live. I mean, it sounds a little bit white devilish to me. I'm gonna just say that. It sounds a little bit white and it sounds a little bit devilish to me, if I'm being honest with you. Like,
let me pause and say, I blind watched what I thought was going to happen. I haven't made it to this part yet, but what I thought was going to happen was the person who attacked him was going to be like a brother or a father of somebody who was at the school when the shooting happened or something like that. But he was going to pretend like it was just some random stranger who hated him for no reason. So kind of the same thing here regarding like he lied about what happened. He's misrepresenting things to make himself seem more benevolent. I think he does this with the school shooting too, if I remember right, from another video I watched where he was like, you all need to have sympathy for me. It was really these people who were forcing me to go to the psychiatric ward, and I was only going to hurt the people who bullied me. And people were bringing up notes about how those were not the only people he shot at. And how I think he harmed a teacher. One of the teachers actually got shot in the leg, I think, who was unrelated to any bullying or anything like that, right? So it's like he presents himself as a very benevolent and sympathetic character who's just moving in life. And I have no idea why people are so mad. I'm just troubled. I was just troubled and no one listened to me. And I just wanted to hurt the people who hurt me. And right, he paints himself as very sympathetic when in reality, what are y'all saying? Caucasity, white devilish. It does seem a little white. Hold up, let me make a poll because I do think this is important. Does it seem a little white devilish to y'all? That's going to be the question. There. That's what we can do.
the audacity. And that's the thing that I really struggle with. Like I said, I was told to be so careful what I put on the internet and to sort of observe somebody be a school shooter and somehow still have the audacity, the unmitigated gall? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think the attack was warranted, and I don't believe in violence, and I don't support violence, but like, I certainly understand now why it happened. And like I said, this is kind of a theme.
Oh, I want to pause and say I also don't condone what happened, but I also understand why it happened. And also the idea of you requesting sympathy for you and people requesting to understand why you did something egregious to society and to the people in your school and those individuals. And for us to try to understand where you're coming from and the mental health issues you might have had and the people who might have bullied you. And then when we come to this situation and it's your turn to give sympathy to someone who attacked you, you're like, he probably is just racist and hates me or something, instead of giving that that nuance and understanding that you're requesting from people. I think that's a little weird. Weird's not the word, but weird's the word I'm going to use.
With John Romano. John Romano changes some of the stories in order to present a certain face, right? And the face is always one that you, of course, have to sympathize with, right? Like when I saw the video, not knowing anything about him, I was like, wow, this guy experienced a hate crime, right? This guy, you know, was white and was attacked because he was white by a vicious black man who just hated that he was white. Like, what a terrible experience for him to have. Now, something to keep in mind about John Romano is that he currently lives in and is currently working in the same community where he committed these crimes. And, you know, like the more I found out about John Romano, the more I was just baffled by his audacity. It's a degree of audacity that I have a really, really hard time understanding. And I think that's really largely because I'm a minority. I am so used to second guessing whether or not I should be certain places or be doing certain things or be seen.
Can you imagine your neighbor being, anyway, can you imagine your neighbor? Audacity is the right word. Someone in the comments said, thank you, DH. Caucasity is the word. The way she's like, I'm a black woman, so I'm always second guessing if I should be here, if I'm taking up too much space, if I'm doing X, Y, and Z. This man get out of prison and go right back to the same community. He's like, hey, Bob, I remember you from school. Remember me? The caucasity of it all. Why are these people upset at me for no reason? Can't we have some sympathy? I mean, maybe move towns to somewhere else, like maybe a town over, 2 towns over, a state away. I feel like maybe you were not wealthy when you got out of prison, but now you're a TikTok star with, I think she said 200,000 people. Shouldn't you have the money now to like be able to go not to this community, like anywhere else?
In doing certain things that it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind that somebody could commit a school shooting, then move back into the same area where they committed said school shooting and start a social media career where they're getting clout for being a school shooter. That's wow. Like it's so far outside of the realm of something that I would do. And while John may say he's not trying to find sympathy, a lot of his stories have been shifted around in order to make him seem more sympathetic. I mean, the story that he told about the swords was indeed shifted around to make him a more sympathetic character. And that's the thing. He may say on TikTok that he is not interested in sympathy, but all of his stories are told in a way where the viewer would indeed feel sympathy for him.
A lot of people know me for this, surviving a sword attack 7 months ago when I worked at a homeless shelter. But a lot of you might not know my full story and why I wanted to work at that homeless shelter helping people and why I'm such a big advocate for mental health. This is me at 16 years old, about to be sentenced to 20 years in prison. Because on February 9th, 2004, when I was just 16 years old, I did the unthinkable. I walked into my high school with a shotgun. Now, my intentions that day were not what we see too often with these tragedies on the news. I was not there to kill, but to be killed. And I could have stayed at home and ended my own life. And sometimes I still wish I had. But I was afraid. I was unable to pull the trigger on myself.
So you gonna record a video? Y'all know how much I hate people setting up cameras, crying, and doing stuff like that. You gonna add a pause in your? Hold up, let me go back and rewatch that. Real quick.
But I was afraid.
I was afraid. I was just a child. You gonna add a stutter in your? Anywho,
I was unable to pull the trigger on myself. And part of me also didn't want to die alone. I also didn't want to be forgotten. I wanted people to see me. I wanted them to see my suffering. Because I believed that I was alone in my suffering. I didn't know just how prevalent depression is and how to.
I don't have tiny violins. I have that one song, but y'all said it didn't sound like a good sad song, but I'll play it anyway.
Often mental illness is. So yeah, I wanted people to see me. And I also knew that I'd be harming people psychologically. I knew I'd be spreading the suffering that I felt like I had alone. But when I was in that school that day, I was not there to kill anybody.
When he describes his motivation for the shooting, he often says that he was trying to hurt himself in a public way that would potentially traumatize other people who would never hurt them, right? He argues over and over again that while he brought a gun into school, he did not actually plan on killing anybody other than himself.
You won't let me turn the music off while I try to do that. How's everyone? How are we doing? Do we need a commercial break? Do we need a meme break? Let me see how the poll is looking. 100% of you said yes, it does seem a tad bit white devilish, a tad bit, just a little. Just a little. Let's end that poll. His classmate's gonna come up missing. I've seen this horror film. I'm not going to speak ill into reality. I believe in the power of tongue, so. They can't even be brave in their decisions to hurt others. Yeah, he didn't want to hurt anybody. He just wanted to traumatize an entire community. That's all. Not hurt anybody.
And as it turns out, there's a lot that's planned on killing anybody. Over and over again that while he brought a gun into school, he did not actually plan on killing anybody other than himself. And as it turns out, there's a lot that seems to indicate that that might not have exactly been the case.
What I did say is that John Romano shouldn't have a platform. And the main reason being is he lied about what he did. Here's what John said happened on his TikTok page.
Because my name is John Romano, and I did 17 years in prison. Because when I was 16 years old, I went into my high school with a shotgun. My intention was that day not to kill, but to be killed. And when I went in there, I fired 2 rounds into the ceiling above students' heads, and I walked around waiting for the police to show up and hopefully end my life. Instead, I was grabbed from behind by a vice principal, and we struggled for the gun. During the struggle, the gun went off, and a teacher who was coming up behind us was hit in the leg.
Before I made my video on John Romano, I did research. Here's what I read. It's the story of John.
Shout out to before I made my video, I did research. I love that. Before I made my video, I did research. Shout out to that. I love that. The reason I love that is because I think it makes it easy to see if someone is playing in our face. Y'all know I don't like when people play in my face, right? Y'all don't, excuse me, we're a community here. I don't like when people play in our face. I don't like that. Like, I can see you. I did the research. I can see you. Understand? I can see this, right? I can see the news article. I can see the police report from what happened. I can see you. Let me explain to y'all where that comes from, actually, because I say that a lot, and I feel like y'all don't know where it comes from. So whenever someone is playing in our face and I say, I can see you, why are you acting like I can't see you? It comes from a Kevin Hart joke. Don't judge me. Kevin Hart used to be very funny before, I don't know what, he divorced his ex-wife who wrote his jokes. So Tori used to be funny, but I'll just refer to her as Kevin because he's the vehicle through which her voice is heard, right, through his comedy at that time. But Kevin Hart had a joke about how he and his girlfriend got into an argument, and he was like, F this, I'm leaving or whatever. So, or I'm going out or I'm leaving the house, whatever. He gets into the car and he drives away. And he's going over a speed bump and he hears boom, 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 boom from the trunk after he go over the speed bump. And he's like, what the heck? I don't have anything in the trunk. What's bouncing around in the trunk? So he pull over and he stop and pull over and stop. And he pops the trunk and he goes in there and he sees his girlfriend, Tori, inside the trunk. He sees her in the trunk. And as he sees her see him, see her. They look in each other's eyes and just stay seeing each other, see each other for like a minute. She gets out the trunk, brush herself off, and she says, and then she runs away. I'm lost. I'm telling y'all where I get the phrase, I can see you. I see you. This is where I get the phrase. So he drives over the speed bump. Here's boom, boom, boom. He's like, I don't have anything in the trunk. He goes to the trunk, pops the trunk. His girlfriend's in the trunk. He looks at her. She looks at him, look at her, look at him. They both look at each other in the eyes. She get out the trunk, brush herself off, and she says, And then she walks away. She just walks off. He just sit there looking confused. And he's like, okay, whatever. And he gets in the car, starts back driving. And then he's like, no, you know what? I'm not about to pretend like I didn't just see you in the trunk when you saw me see you in the trunk. And he turned the car around, goes back home. I don't know why I said but he goes back to the home, and she's just in there cooking or something like nothing happened. She's like, welcome home, dear. And he's like, why was you in the trunk? She was like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, I saw you. I could see you in the trunk. She was like, I wasn't in no trunk. He's like, I saw you in the trunk. You looked at me, see you in the trunk. I saw you see me, see you in the trunk. I can see you. I see you in the trunk. What are you talking about? I wasn't in the trunk. She says, she looked at him with a straight face, and she was like, it must have been another bitch in the trunk. Maybe it was another bitch in the trunk. And she say it with so much confidence that he's sitting there looking at himself like he got his hands on his hip like, was it a different bitch in the trunk? Did I have a different girl in the trunk? Maybe I did have a different girl in the trunk. It might not have been her in the trunk. So that's where I get I can see you from. That's why I say I can see you when somebody's playing in my face. I can see you in the trunk. Why are you pretending like I can't see you in the trunk and you're looking straight in my face and you're like, I wasn't in the trunk. What are you talking about? Maybe it was somebody else in the trunk. When I can see you as a school shooter, when I can go back and see on the report that you're aiming at and shooting at people, why are you sitting here talking about, I wasn't trying to shoot anybody. I just wanted to hurt myself. When we can see the police report, when we can see your suicide note, I'm trying to shorten the word because YouTube don't like certain words, but I can see you. Why are you sitting here playing in my face and I can see you? So that's where that comes from. Back to the topic.
Romano, written by William B. Patrick, who was commissioned by the New York State Education Department to write a book-length report on the incident. I read almost the entirety of this book, about 150 pages of the 195. And that's how I figured out that John Romano wasn't telling the truth about what he did. This is what he told police after being taken into custody. I've had fantasies for about the last year of going into Columbia and shooting up the place. The fantasies were of me shooting random people. I really hate Mr. Crandall and Mr. Cousdale. They are principals at Columbia. They have no respect for me and lied to me. If I saw them, I would have shot them. In the 4-page note he wrote before going to shoot up his school, he said that the reason he picked Columbia to shoot up is because he blamed Columbia for his extended stay in the psych ward. If John's intention was not to hurt or harm anybody, then why did he bring 25 shotgun shells stuffed in his pockets? This is what John said about him shooting at 2 students. They saw me, I had the gun at waist level, pointing it down at them. They ran, and then I said, oh shit, and that's when I fired 2 quick shots at them. This is what it says about Mike Bennett, the teacher that John shot. The kid with the gun, his eyes had at Mike's eyes just before he pulled the trigger. While the assistant principal was struggling to get the gun from John, he cries for help. Mike, help, help. Mike comes down the hall. John lifts his head, sees Mike. He tried to jack up the gun to shoot him. In the assistant principal's mind, there was no question about what was happening. If he let this kid pull the gun up, Mike was probably dead. His heart dropped and he said, no, no, please no, as the gun suddenly went off in his hands. No matter what John is saying now, his intentions that day were to harm people. He brought ammunition to harm people. He pointed guns and shot at people. And he jacked up the gun to shoot Mike Bennett. Does this scream reform? Does this scream he should have a platform? I don't think so. I'm not even saying his intentions weren't to die. I'm saying that those weren't his full intentions. Those weren't his actions. That's not what he told people. That's not what he tried to do. John Romano went in there to shoot people. He brought ammunition. He shot at people. He shot and hurt somebody. So because John Romano did not tell the truth about what happened that day, I don't believe he should have a platform.
So it's pretty clear.
So when we have school shooter come online and say, I'm not looking for sympathy, but give his sympathetic story, which is a lie, and then give a story in which he's the sympathetic, benevolent character who doesn't blame the person for what they did to him, which turned out to be a lie. This doesn't sound like someone who's reformed and deserves sympathy. So to round back to Kat Black, to her question earlier regarding should we forgive people and he served his time, isn't he reformed now, and should we have sympathy for people like that? I don't see the reform. I don't see it at all. I don't know how I can have sympathy. I think it would be difficult to have sympathy for someone like this if they were reformed, but I don't see the reformed at all.
That he was trying to hurt people. It's fortunate that he didn't. It's very, very fortunate that the only person who was harmed was very minorly harmed with a bullet in their thigh, right? But at the end of the day, John Romano isn't really telling the truth about what happened. I think if John Romano wanted to harm himself in that way, there were simpler ways to do it. And I don't know why he would need 20 bullets in order to make that happen. And, you know, something that really bothers me about all of this is that the one thing we really do know about school shooters is that they often inspire each other. It's really common to see one school shooting happen after the media has discussed another school shooting for a very long time. And from the letter that he sent his family, he actually mentions in it that he was in the middle of watching a documentary about the Columbine shooting.
I was in middle school when Columbine happened, and I remember being terrified afterwards, actually. I don't remember the day it happened. I never watched the news or anything, but I remember the atmosphere kind of changing in the school where suddenly everybody realized like somebody could come in and start shooting. And I was terrified. I remember specifically not wanting to sit near the door of the class because I thought that's where somebody's most likely going to get shot first. I wanted to sit near a window because I remember thinking, I'm going to jump out this window. And, you know, I mean, unfortunately, I became the monster that I was afraid of. But
you know, shut up. You didn't want to hurt anybody, but look at how traumatizing this school shooting was at Columbine, and I'm going to do that to people. Like, your own lives are inconsistent.
Yeah.
Despite going on TikTok and talking about how the Columbine shooting shook him up at the time, it's very clear reading the letter that he sent his family that he felt inspired by it. And that is why I am so baffled by a TikTok star who is also a school shooter who claims to want to be part of the solution. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but something that I have felt internally disappointed by is how easily news of school shootings washes over me. I mean, at a certain point, they were happening so often that it didn't surprise me that there was another one, right? A lot of times when these things happen, they happen in sequence with each other, and it becomes kind of overwhelming to the point where I no longer really check in, right? There was a time where there were like 3 back to back, and I couldn't keep it all together because there were so many happening at once. I loved school. I absolutely loved school. And I think I would have had a very different experience in school if I had to also be worried about getting shot, right? And it really bothers me that he doesn't seem to understand that regardless of whether or not he might have changed, there are some people who are always going to look at him and see a specter. There are some people who are going to always look at him and see the person who almost murdered them.
If John's story is to be believed exactly as he tells it, that he went to school that day with a gun with zero intention of harming another person, then he is an outlier from every school shooter that has come before him and come after him. The value and insights we are supposedly getting into the mind of school shooters from him telling his story doesn't exist because every school shooter after him had the full intent to kill and maim as many people as possible. And while he spent 17 years in jail, growing and evolving as a person, so did the school shooters. They have left increasingly unhinged manifestos detailing themselves as martyrs with a message or a punishment for society. The ideology behind their actions is misogynistic and racist, and they relish in the idea that their violent acts will be infamous regardless if they are around to see it. Regardless if you believe John's side of the story or not, we do not need a school shooter from nearly 2 decades ago giving us insight into the minds of school shooters today. They have done a great job of giving us that themselves. You cannot be not like other school shooters and also claim to have valuable insights into the minds of school shooters in the same breath. Again, if we believe everything that John is saying, then the only thing that he has in common with mass shooters and school shooters is that he believes in reverse racism. And there is zero argument to be had about the good his message has outweighing the bad that it does being on this platform. And if John truly cared about what happens to people in the aftermath, he would have done more to uplift the voices of survivors instead of just creepily following them silently on TikTok.
There are people who do not want to see you, and they have a very, very valid reason for not wanting to see you.
And start shooting. And I was terrified.
As a father of a murdered child from a school shooting, I think of you as exactly the monster that you are. You are scum. You will never receive my compassion. You'll never receive my respect. And even though that I wasn't even involved with the school shooting that you initiated and did, you will never get my forgiveness for it. And I don't feel sorry for anything that you have faced since then. You deserve it and more. And you're on TikTok chasing clout. It's pitiful. It's also pitiful the people that follow you and boost your ego by telling you that, oh, it's okay, you've changed your life. The man that attacked you got 25 years. You started shooting in a school.
Wait, I might have missed this. He's following the victims of school shootings? That's actually really, really disgusting.
And you only did 17. You both should be locked away for life. And it's infuriating. It's infuriating that I can't say the things that I want to say because I've already made this video and it got blocked. And I know that you follow me. See, I saw it when I went to go and look at your profile after I'd already seen a couple of your videos. It's very, very selfish of you to do the things that you were doing. You disrupted everybody's life and you want to blame it on mental health. Yeah, mental health is a big, big issue in the United States. But the thing is that you're not the only one that had a fucked up childhood. And a lot of these people ain't shooting up schools. You're not the only one that wanted to be seen. Everybody does. But you made it about you. And you want to talk about how you didn't want to hurt anybody, except you shot at people. So make it make sense. You said you went to the school to die. Why bring anybody else into it? Why shoot at other people? Now, these people are scarred for life. And you want to talk about how, oh, in Columbine, when Columbine happened, you were terrified. And then you turned around and became that monster. So no. I think what would be best for all of society is for you to do a little soul searching, realize that you are not fit to be out. Anybody that shoots up a school is not fit to ever return to society. And that all you are doing is clout chasing.
I respect and can celebrate that John Romano wants to be seen as somebody different than the teenager that he was. When you grow up, you especially start to see how silly it is to think that these little things are such a big deal, right? But I think that John Romano needs to accept that to many people, he will always be a specter. To many people, he will always be the scary person that they think of when they go to sleep, the person that they never want to see again, because that's the person that shot at them. That's the person who could have almost ended their life. For a lot of people, their lives were forever changed that day. And trauma is something that we don't really control, right? We can't really control trauma because it imprints on us. And so as much as I understand John Romano wants to be seen differently or wants to not be held to his crimes that he committed when he was a teenager, I think that if he was really doing this work, he would at bare minimum understand that some people don't want to see him. And that feeling alone would be enough to encourage him not to start a TikTok page. It would be enough to encourage him not to be seen and known as the school shooter dude who has been reformed, because who the fuck cares? Your reformation is not important to the people who were directly impacted by what you did.
The caption in my bio says dead kids can't read. If you are unfamiliar with me, I am an early childhood educator and a parent who went from teaching in public school to teaching privately because of gun violence. I could not continue to go to work every day and feel scared that I was going to die.
I wanted to pause and say I agree with what she said. And I wanted to point out that John feels like it's more important to paint himself as a sympathetic character who just gets attacked for no reason by these racist black guys and has no idea why anyone in the community he shot up are so upset at him and how reformed he is, et cetera, et cetera. That's what's more important, not like the victim's trauma or anything like that.
The first time I ever had to tell a group of kindergartners about a lockdown drill changed me. Have you ever looked into the eyes of 27 5-year-olds and told them that they would be okay when you're pretty sure that they wouldn't be? Have you ever thought about using your body as a human shield to protect babies?
I drop my third grader off at school every day, and I pray over her that she will make it home from school. That's the reality of living in the United States. And you, sir, are one of the OG school shooters. The only reason you are out walking around as a free man is because no one died. And thank God no one died. But you ruined people's lives that day. There are people who are never going to feel safe again because of you. You say that you want to be part of the solution. Speak privately with psychologists and school counselors so they know what to look for, but you should not have a platform. And no one should be supporting this man's platform.
It's perfectly clear to me that he hasn't really in any meaningful way dealt with what he's done, because he has this.
Let me pause and say, what a really good suggestion. Like, maybe you should speak with some researchers, some psychologists, someone who can actually help maybe write theory on what leads to this, or add to the theory that may already exist, like something that actually helps victims of this, as opposed to just, you want to be seen as a sympathetic guy. Forgive me, I'm changed now.
Constant need to paint himself in a way where he is always the sympathetic character. He shot up a school, but he was suicidal and was going through a lot at the time. As a white dude, he was willing to give his time to work at a homeless shelter. And in return, he was attacked by a racist black man who wanted to end his life because he was white. And now in this context, he's served his time for his crime. He contributes to society and is a charitable person, but people still won't forgive him or tolerate him for the crime that he committed decades ago. We can ask the question of whether or not John Romano deserves to have a platform. But for me, the bottom line of it is this. There are people who have a very, 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 very good reason to not want to share space or community with a school shooter. And what we know is that when we idolize school shooters, it encourages people to romanticize the crime and want to carry it out themselves. Purely from what I have seen of John Romano, I don't think that he is the right person to be having these conversations. I am sure that he cares about certain aspects of this conversation, but it's really clear to me that he hasn't done the work, and that him being in the public eye is more destructive than it is productive. I think that John Romano is allowed the space to change, but that he should probably do it outside of the public eye. Imagine if, for example, he just worked at a homeless shelter without posting TikTok videos about it, right? Like, you can do that still, just so you know. You don't have to make content about working at a homeless shelter. You can just do it. Like I said, we know that school shooters are inspired by each other, but what they're often inspired by is the amount of popularity and fame that the gruesome crime brings them, right? And so John Romano wanting to be known, John Romano wanting to have a large TikTok following, to me, just smells like more of that. Through all of this, John Romano still maintains a front-facing public TikTok page that has 274,000 followers. And the thing that all of this makes very clear to me is that while John Romano probably has changed quite a bit, he is still that teenager, that sad teenager, desperate for attention. Pretty clear to me that the crime...
I have to show you guys something after this. I can't put it on screen now. I'll wait for this to finish.
He committed is basically his brand, right? Like, this is basically the thing that will bring him money. This is probably the only way he actively makes money, is by talking about this crime. So I guess I sort of understand why he leans into it so much. It's just, I think somebody who would have done the work would have realized that some people just do not want to see you and have a really, 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 really good reason to not want to see you. We don't need to see you in order for you to change. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it was one of the more bizarre things that I've seen on the internet. I mean, the last time we talked about a bizarre thing I saw on the internet, it was the woman who was selling the autopsy photos of a young murdered boy. Very bizarre, still quite bizarre. Check out my video about that. But yeah, I really just hope that we as a society don't get too desensitized to this stuff. And that's, I think, the thing that I just keep getting concerned by, because again, shooting up a school, spending time in jail and then getting out of jail and immediately wanting to be a known commodity is just a level of audacity that I don't personally know. I don't personally know that audacity, that degree of audacity. But anyways, I just really wanted to talk about this because it was just so baffling to me. I think the last time we saw something like this, it was the woman who was trying to sell photos of a boy's autopsy. Jesus Christ, that was cringy to me, and it still baffles me to this day. Feel free to click over here and see that particular video. But I just really want to know what you guys think about this situation. Should we accept that school shooters change, right? What is the line for you? Are there certain crimes that you would be more willing to forgive than others? Or is something like a school shooting just completely unforgivable forever? I would love to know what you guys have to say about this. So anyway, on that note, I will talk to you guys later. And I want you to always remember and to never forget that you are beautiful and you are loved. Bye.
All right. She would like to know what we have to say about that, guys. What do y'all have to say? It's scary that he is just out here. It must be especially scary for the people in that community where he chose to stay. So I went to TikTok to see if he's still up, because in my mind, after you lie, I feel like I'm being lied to. If you're like, oh my God, I'm just an innocent person, why everybody's so mad at me? And then we find out you're not so innocent, and that you're misrepresenting yourself and your character. I feel like I'm being lied to, and I feel like someone's playing in my face. I went to TikTok, and he still has his TikTok, and the comments are off. So I didn't say anything because the comments are off. I went to look for what other people were saying, and apparently he had a live stream on TikTok, and he got angry on the live stream because someone in the comments called him a bad shot. And I was like, how are you mad at somebody for telling the truth? But he don't tell the truth, so maybe that's why he's mad. Would you guys feel different if you weren't like misrepresenting so much about everything that's happened? I forgot I left my car parked outside in like a spot you're not supposed to leave it in. Oops, I just been blocking people from entering the community for an hour and 31 minutes and 39 seconds. It's fine. That's what that actually had nothing to do with what I was going to stream about today. What we were actually supposed to talk about, this was supposed to be a workflow. Let me get big and all up in here with my box. Let me, you know what? Y'all don't need to see what's on the floor. Let's not worry about that back there. Don't worry about that. Better move for you don't have. Look, something I learned about New Jersey, these people will take your car off the street. They'll levitate it away. They like, it's $150 for us to pick the car up. It's $250 for us to tow it. And then we're going to charge you $50 every day when we hold the car, because we was trying to street clean and your car was there. So I'm like, okay, I got to move it from this side Tuesday from 12 to 4, from that side Wednesday from 4 to 8, from this side Thursday from 9 to 9. Okay. I'm just like, this too much. This too much. So what did we all learn quickly before I get into what we were actually supposed to do today? Can you give us a room tour? I don't know if you can see the couch. Y'all weren't here in the beginning, I'm sure. Here in New York, it's like $275. Okay, there are New Yorkians here. Hi, guys. We're really close to each other. I'm in New York and New Jersey a lot right now, so this is where I'm gonna reside for a little bit. But no, so over here, the couch, first of all, that's where I streamed. That's not where I streamed. If you go back to the beginning of the video, there was another box, but somebody paid me to take the box down, so I took it down. But I was literally streaming on cardboard boxes because like I didn't have furniture or anything for IdGab. So I was just streaming on some cardboard. Like I just put my laptop on top of that bad boy. And New Yorkers. Y'all know something? There's somewhere called Yonkers in New York. I just think that's the stupidest name ever. Who lives in Yonkers? Now, why are y'all out here living somewhere named Yonkers? You goofballs. That sounds so wacky. Why? Let me be on a date with somebody and they say I live in Yonkers. Okay, goodbye. Check, please. No. Why am I about to? I can already see into the future. Hey, you coming to Yonkers today? We can hang out? No, not at all. Catch me in somewhere called Yonkers. It's stupid and lame. Sup, nephew? Hello, I'm gonna be out here in these streets. This is why we still have beef. How are y'all doing after that flood over there? I feel like y'all need to be scooping that water out of y'all basement instead of arguing with me online with some internet beef. The reason you have beef with me on the internet is because you don't have beef in your refrigerator. You need to go out and buy some food, and then you won't have to have beef online with me. That's what you need to do. Did you ever think about moving to Philadelphia? Nope. I've seen what Will Smith has become, and I don't want to do that. Doesn't Tyler, the Creator, have a song called Yonkers? And Yonkers is bonkers, right? Tyler, the Creator, is Yonkers. He's a Yonkers person. So what we were actually supposed to do was either a workflow where we go through, I'm doing a Kidology video because I want to understand why what has happened has happened. I feel like FD, which he said on IdGab, he kind of took accountability in my mind, has pushed Kidology from something that she previously believed in already. I don't think he made her have these beliefs. I think she's had them for a long time based on what I've seen on her channel. But this whole situation with her critique of the left, and then FD, who I feel like is a really big, powerful figure in the online left space on YouTube, comes out with his video. Other people kind of sick on her. And it feels like she has this incredibly big push into the right, which I think was made even more extreme by the unwillingness for them to talk to her online after critiquing. Critiquing is not the word. They went in on her online. They tore her up online. I have no idea why somebody would be like, oh, let's talk privately after you come out here talking about I'm transphobic and my wig looks bad and I look like one of the bad ones. Just look at her. You can tell. I have no idea why you would be talking about, can't we resolve this privately? But FD said he was wrong, so I'm not going to harp on that. But I wanted to understand, I wanted to come from a place of sympathy, trigonometry, that's what it was. And somebody reversed the T and the N in that, and I realized what that channel was about. So I watched that interview. I think we all watched it in the Discord, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, what is this? This is what is this? And I didn't realize how far I feel like Kidology has been into right-wingy type of stuff and talking points. So I put together a really, really complex document where I'm trying to understand how something like this happens and what we do to prevent something like this and whether or not it can be prevented. And I'm trying to come from a sympathetic lens as a Black person who's been called Oreo and other things, and who have also felt kind of pushed out from the community, and people are we don't want you here, which FD I think said overtly in his video or on the live stream with her. He did. So he ended up going on live with her and speaking, and he was like, yes, you're correct. We do not want you in our club. We do not want you here, which is how I've been feeling lately. Obviously, if you guys are active in the Discord with me, I'm like, I don't feel like arguing with these people. I don't feel like talking to these people. I'm not about to be the person who, what did they just say in the video about the school shooter? I'm not about to be the person who, oh, you just needed to be racist for a little bit, and if I just explain to you why racism is bad, then you'll understand and you'll come to my life. That's not about to be me. Hats off to those people, but that's not about to be me. And I'm wondering, is my refusal to have conversation like that pushing someone somewhere? Or were they going to get there anyway? Or are they just using me not talking to them as an excuse for why they're there? And I'm trying to understand how to navigate that. So I have a really complex document that I think will become a live stream, because whenever I say it's going to be a video, the video just don't come out, but we can live stream about it. So we're going to talk about that. That's what we were supposed to do today, like a members only workflow. But I was like, Nah, I started watching that while I was like in the car. I just had YouTube playing, and I was like, no, I can't. I can't be doing an entirely different video with that on the mind. Yonker slander. So y'all still talking about Yonkers? I questioned her being apolitical, and she wanted to ask me how I came to that conclusion. I don't believe you're apolitical if you're talking about politics this much. I don't know what. Maybe I don't understand what apolitical means, but I feel like it's people who are like, I don't take either side, who take a side very strongly. I don't know. Both sides are bad. These people want to own slaves. These people want to be free. Can't we find a middle ground? Maybe you can be slaves Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. You can not be slaves. And then every other weekend you can on off. Why does it have to be free or not free? The true answer lies somewhere in the middle. I hate it in the middle. I hate it in the middle person. I hate the answer lies in the middle. Can't we all get along? Both sides. I hate people like that. I hate it. Pick a side so I can attack you or be in camaraderie with you. But that's what we were going to talk about. We were also going to touch on Shark Zero a little bit, if you guys are familiar with him, because he had his own stint with the online left too. And I think what happened with him and with Kidology is really important to touch on. 4 days of sleep. Sorry, I think it's really, this is why I shouldn't joke when we're talking about serious stuff. But I think it's really important to touch on because the online left, specifically the black part, attacked him. They went in on him viciously. And then it feels like, I don't know, it feels like y'all attack black people who don't align with your views and then don't understand why those black people don't want community with you and why they might be antithetical to you. Let me Google antithetical to make sure I use that correctly. Antithetical. Directly opposed or contrasted, mutually incompatible. Yeah. And it's like, yes, I do believe there are some black people who are definitely I'm not like what did Treasure say? I'm not like the rest of you coloreds. I'm better than you. And then pretend like they don't know why black people don't want community with them. But then there are also black people who I feel like just are not aligned fully with your views and they get completely demonized. And I feel like, what did I just say? I don't like the true answer lies somewhere in the middle. So let's find that middle. Since people like finding the middle in the true answer in both sides, let's just find that. That's what I think we should do. Hopefully next weekend. We were also going to be looking at what was it? In the meantime, before we did that, I'm trying to do this maybe midweek before or after it gap. But I saw a clip from, let me see. I saw a clip from something and it reminded me of a conversation I had with my friend because my friend said I was accused. Let's talk about an actual allegation. I was accused of having a negative worldview on relationships. I feel like I have a realistic worldview of relationships. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. And we were going to talk about that. I don't want to give too many details away, but we talked about, so my friend did something with somebody at the place she worked at and got into a little situationship. And I was, if y'all, it must have been like, I could see the future, the way I was like, yeah, I don't think you should get with him. He seems kind of shady. He might have a wife. He might have kids. It sounds like he hiding something. I don't know what he has, but it sounds like he hiding something. She was like, no, I'm a grown woman. What are you talking about? I can discern. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying when people are in love, y'all, they can be stupid sometimes when you're in love or lust, because I have a friend who's in lust and don't see nothing else but that. But when people are in love, they can't see things. So I feel like I have a bird's eye view and you just can't see it because you're in it. And that happens to me too. Like I'll be in a relationship and I'll be like, things are going so great. And my friends will be like, no, they are not going great at all from our view. But yeah, this man was married, had kids, still married, going through a divorce for 10 years, but he's about to finalize it any day now. I'm like, okay, I don't feel like I spoke what I was worried about when I was accused of having a negative worldview. Is my friend don't want to speak to me no more because she think I'm going to be like, no, that's bad and this is going to happen, and then that thing is going to come into existence because I spoke it. And I'm like, I feel like I didn't speak anything into existence. I feel like y'all was existing and I commented on what was already happening. And now that the rose-colored glasses are off because you found out he has a husband, he has a wife, that would have been a whole different, anyway. No, it wouldn't, because there's nothing wrong with, anyway. So now you can see what I could see, and you talking about a supernatural something that I did made this happen, and you can't share your relationship stories with me anymore because I'm just gonna speak negative on it. And I'm like, okay, well, and do what makes you happy. You're grown. But let's see. We were going to look at some stuff. There were some men in plus size women's comments, and they were saying she's fat and ugly. Let me quickly show y'all what she looks like for reference. This is what she looks like for reference. They were saying she is ugly, and we need to stop glorifying this. I feel like the caption of the video says, "When I get hate for simply existing as a plus size woman." And she's like, I just want to be happy and plus size and not have people hate on me. The men was in the comments like, you're unhealthy, we need to stop glorifying. And then the women were in the comments like, you look so good, girl. And I'm like, okay, I feel like men don't understand, like just generally, when it comes, I feel like men don't understand why there's a divide. Like, I don't feel like it has to do with someone's standard too high. I don't feel like it has to do with let me see your shirt. It says anything is possible tonight. Last party on of the year. Yes, we are stylish out here, gang, something. Somebody loaned me this shirt because the emperor have no clothes or whatever they talk about. And then there was another post that I saw. This is what we're going to cover next week, guys. How to make a move during a date when a girl won't give eye contact. Let me put it on screen because I think it's important. I met this girl in class. He's 23. She's 23. She gave strong eye contact, and I asked her out during our first conversation, to which she enthusiastically agreed. I've been on 2 dates now, and every time she barely gives any eye contact. At one point, I teased her and asked, why doesn't she give eye contact? And she just said it's because she's nervous. Every time I drop her off back home, she just scurries inside. So I scurry. Let me catch y'all out here scurrying. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to kiss her on her doorstep. I haven't gone for the kiss elsewhere because I'm not sure how to do it if I can't get her eye contact. She was at my home for the last part of the second date. I was slowly escalating touch and on track to kiss her, but then she says her roommates are worried about her and she needs to get home. She's a party girl and tends to dress a bit promiscuous. So I'm surprised she's nervous being around a guy. So at first I thought her lack of eye contact is a sign of a lack of interest, but she wouldn't have gone on 2 very long dates if she wasn't interested. How do I escalate and go for the kiss if she gives poor eye contact? Now, I read this because it randomly came up, and I feel like this encapsulates the problem that I feel like is going on in dating very well, as well as the one video we see with the woman, right? Because the man is like, okay, she's avoiding eye contact. How do I kiss her? He's not thinking to himself, I feel like, couldn't you put yourself in someone's shoes? Like, maybe she's nervous, anxious, or scared, doesn't want to be there. I feel like there are several reasons why someone might avoid eye contact, but instead of like digging deeper into any of that, he's like, how do I make her kiss me? How do I get her to kiss me? It feels very selfish. It feels very like this person is not actually here. They're a means for me to pleasure myself through kissing. So how do I get that pleasure from her? Like, it feels very transactional, and it doesn't feel like there's a human beside you. Why not talk and be like, hey, is something wrong? Are you nervous? Or do you not want to go further? Like, what's happening? He doesn't ask, how can I make you comfortable? Do you want to be here? And do I scare you? No, he goes to Reddit and he's like, boys, fellas, how do I kiss this girl who seems like she doesn't want to be touched by me? She wears those skimpy clothes, so obviously she wants to be touched by me. So why is she acting like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel very relationship to me. It feels very transact. I'm going to the store and making this transaction. I paid for the groceries. Why are you not giving me my groceries? Why are you holding my groceries? Instead of like human being who I'm trying to be in relationship with. So I think this like shows how men think generally about problem solving in dating and relationships. And this is anecdotal, but it reminds me of those posts where you see the men that are like, my wife hasn't had sex with me in 4 years and I'm so horny. How do I get her to have sex with me? She says sex with me feels like a chore and she doesn't want to do it, but I'm so horny. What should I do to get her to have sex with me? And I'm always thinking, why not ask your wife, why does sex feel like a chore? You're not concerned that your wife like doesn't feel pleasure during sex. You didn't think like maybe I should do critical thinking about where my wife feelings stem from. Your first thought is, let me get on Reddit and make a, am I the asshole for wanting sex for my wife? Like, I feel like your wife is not a human being to you. Actually, she's like a fleshlight and you get yourself off with her, or a blow up doll. And then you go online to get troubleshooting tips because your blow up doll doesn't work. Instead of like talking to the human being next to you. So I'm trying to figure that out. To follow that up, there was a post from 2X Chromosomes where women talk about their dating stuff. And it said, a guy that I'm casually dating demanded $100 for me because we spent 8 hours hanging out on Saturday. I'm going to summarize this story. Basically, he said he wanted to hang out with her. She said she's only available this Saturday. So he was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take off of work. They hung out. Everything went well. After the date, he texted and said, you're going to send me the money because I because I missed out on my work to go on this date. But it was the date that he asked for. And he was like, we should do this Saturday and I'll take off. I don't know. It just feels like there's a communication issue when it comes to dating. There's a communication issue. I feel like in all of this, there's a communication issue. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I think we're going to do that first, and then we're going to get into Kidology. Wait, that didn't sound right. Then I'm going to get in. We're going to cover the topic of Kidology, the YouTuber. Yeah. All right. I'll cut that part out because I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. She's very pretty. She is very pretty. Let me pull her Instagram back up. She's very pretty. Like, am I tripping? She looks really, really pretty to me. And when people are look, she's glowing. I don't see a single flaw or acne. Let me get off camera because I don't need y'all looking too close. I don't see a single flaw or acne. And the men are in the comments like, she's average at best. Like, I don't understand, especially when I go to the profiles. When I go to the profiles of the men in question, I don't understand why. Y'all remember at the beginning of this video when I was like, I don't feel like maybe you as a school shooter should be the one to lead the conversation about forgiveness, and I don't think this is for you. Like, I just feel like certain people shouldn't be the ones leading the conversation. That's how I feel. If you feel like someone's not beautiful conventionally, I feel like maybe you should be conventionally something before you leave that conversation. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. So let me play my interlude. We can get our memes in, and then I can get out of here before we get to the 2-hour mark. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. I think this is subscribers only mode, so we should all be subscribed here, I'm pretty sure. But yeah.
You really want to catch fucking 350 pounds of dude on your ass?
Of course.
Sounds like a good time.
That's a good time to me. He hop on my meeting, he start riding me. I said, Daddy, don't stop it. Look how he drop it. Just like a pilot, I'm all in his cockpit. I lick the cock tip, I let the cock drip.
Interlude anxiety. That's a good way to call it. When are we talking about Kidology? I'm trying to do it next weekend, but I'm also really, really busy. I really didn't even have time to stream this today. I have just pushed back everything that I need to do 2 hours, which means I will be up really late tonight, but it's fine. Wait. I'm like, I forgot to pick up my prescriptions today. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I've been trying to, let's talk about something in real life. I've been trying to transfer a prescription from Walgreens to CVS for 3 days. I have no idea what's going on with these people, but Walgreens and CVS, y'all need to get it together. So I now have health insurance for the first time. I already have VA, but the VA, if any of y'all go through the VA, is what the VA is. So that's not, no, thank you. So this is my first time having real health insurance, and they're like, we don't cover Walgreens. You got to go to CVS. And I'm like, okay, got it. I'll go to CVS. I go to CVS. I'm like, I need the prescription. They're like, where's the prescription? It's at Walgreens. They have to transfer it here. Okay, tell them to. No, you have to. Oh, ain't y'all the doctors? Ain't y'all the pharmacists? Ain't y'all the... I call the people, tell them to transfer it. They say, you have to go to the CVS, and they have to call us. But I did go to the CVS and told them, and they said, that I have to go here. No, that's stupid. You got to go back to them. I went back to them. I was like, I need to transfer. And they were like, okay. And I was like, wait. So I came earlier and I was like, I need to transfer. And you were like, nah, run through these hoops. So what's going on now? Anyway, I just ignored it because I don't know. Maybe their thinking caps weren't on earlier in the day. Anyway, it's been 3 days. I'm just waiting on the prescription to transfer. At this point, I feel like GoodRx just need to do what it do, and I just need to take GoodRx over to Walgreens and get my prescription. Because can y'all tell I haven't been taking my medication? What do y'all think it's for, actually? Oh wait, what was the question? When are we talking about Kidology? This weekend? I don't know what happened. I don't know how we got here, but this weekend. That's when. Yeah, thank you for asking that. Let's watch some culturally significant moments.
Hey guys, it's Charlie, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you my first ever YouTube video on my YouTube channel.
I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal. It's important.
2019, Zoe cheated on me, and that was never supposed to happen.
Wait, is this the white Danae Jackson and the reverse Derek? Anyway,
Two velo.
Period. Are you hungry right now? Not at all. Really? I'm so hungry. Well, you should probably eat. Bye. Thanks. We didn't hit it off.
Can you say gay rights? And I don't know if I can say that. That's okay. Thank you. All right.
Oh.
What are you? My last name. Nina.
One question each. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay, thank you. It wasn't a question, but Thank you. I love you so much, Billy.
Okay, I don't know what's going on there. I didn't understand any of this. Any of it.
I really don't. I really can't tell because I'm trying to see which one I should get for my little brother. But I really don't know which one would be better for him. Like,
Excuse me, with the
so
screen protector, like when it says drop 3 feet, is it really 3 feet? I don't know because it's like it's like 4 feet. I don't even know if it's like gonna be like this one, like a full 4 feet.
I really
drop,
don't know
because I don't really know. Because it's gonna be like a 4 foot drop because I have a really expensive. I have a 14 Pro Max, and I ain't got time for like I ain't got time for like my phone to crack. You feel me? Because it's like I don't really know because it's like because it says smudge and fingerprint resistant. I don't really know because it says it's fingerprint resistant. You feel me? And it's like if it's smudged too, I have a 14. This is like how smudgy is it?
How you doing, sir? If you know anything about
you know what like it's the screen protector. I don't know. It's a 3 foot drop, and it's like I'm gonna smudge and.
I was trying to figure like
I'm just answering the question because it's like because that jacket is black. That was a nice little brown thing. I don't know. I kind of like that jacket. I don't know, but I'm just asking about the screen protector. If it's a 3 feet drop, if I drop it from 4 feet, is it really? I don't know. I don't know because it's like it says easy installation and kit included.
I really can't.
If somebody, y'all, if 15 people came up to me at my job and started talking to me and asking questions at the same time, I would break down and cry. I don't think I would walk away. I don't think I would clock out. I don't think I would go on lunch. I think I would just break down and cry. Please say this is just a prank. Where is the camera? Please. Please, anybody. Okay, what's going on here?
I'm having the best day ever because my ponytail looks so good today.
Same.
I'm having the best day ever because my ponytail looks so good today.
Same.
How do you make a boneless pony? Anyway, hold up. Not y'all comparing it to the barbarian ponytail. While I Google that, some more comments. Slick back queen, the effortless slick back. Yes. What is a barbarian ponytail? What am I looking at right now? Well, I can't find any of these, so I don't know. I don't think that's what a barbarian ponytail is. Less is more.
Having the best day ever because my ponytail looks so good today.
Same.
They said do a dry shampoo. I don't know what that is, but I don't know if that's gonna help. Let's see. What other memes can I show you guys? I don't think I can show any of these. Oh, this is one of my favorite things right now. Hold up.
Damn, y'all, this the fastest sandwich maker I know. Damn, y'all, this the fastest sandwich maker I know.
So let me show y'all where this comes from. I'm loving these memes lately. Please tell me I can find this so we can understand the origin of this meme.
This is the fastest cashier I know. And he gets down. He don't play. This is the fastest cashier I know. And he gets down. He don't play.
This is the fastest cashier I know. He gets down. He don't play. I love it. So this man came online. Well, he didn't come online. This woman put the fastest cashier she knows online. People started lying and saying that he was just moving his head fast. I don't know why people would lie on this man like that. And people started mocking him and making videos. Let me see what videos people were making.
This is the fastest sandwich maker I've ever seen in my whole life. This dude literally deserves a raise. Oh my god. Look at this shit. This is fucking crazy. Oh my god.
Let me see.
This is the fastest cashier I know. And he gets down. He don't play.
This is the fastest Zaxby eater I know. She never plays. She gets it done. This is the fastest Zaxby.
Y'all.
Boy, y'all stop playing, y'all. He is the fastest burger I know. He does not play. He does not play. Look at him doing his work. That boy does not play. Boy,
They said there wasn't one beep in that. Hold up.
Y'all stop playing, y'all. He is the fastest burger I know. He does not play. He does not play. Look at him doing his work. That boy does not play. Boy, y'all.
Total gonna come out as $2.99. One more, and then we can leave. Let me see if I can find just one. Just one.
Y'all, this is the fastest dope crusher I know. Like, he does not slack at all. Y'all, this.
Okay. That's enough of that trend. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Sorry, we were supposed to go through the memes, but we got caught. We got caught on that one for a minute. We got caught up. They got us. They got us. Da-da-da. Okay, let's see. Well, that needs no further context. No further context needed. Mm-hmm.
Man, I be so tired. I woke up early in the morning, like feeling good. Fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck was that? Man, I be so tired. I woke up early in the morning, like feeling good. Fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck was that?
So they really call this man Tyler the Uncreator, Tyler the Destroyer. Why would he say, what is that? Like he ain't the one who just screamed at somebody. Why? Profound. Profound. My sense of humor is still downloading. No, it's not. It's not you. It's me. It's probably mine. I got 2 tattoos in the span of a week and got some type of flu, but I'm good. I'm getting more soon. Well, I hope you didn't do what I did and get a tattoo with my best friend and then never talk again for 4 years. Woo woo. Permanent decision. Yep. Okay. Let's see. So this is the new bus lane enforcement. And that's on period. And that's on period. Let's see. Oops, copyright music.
In my own language. So no hands you can earn. Why me go big like the worm?
Let's watch this without sound really quickly. Are we all understanding? Oh, good. Roseanne, you're here just in time. Let's watch this. I'm just closing out. Okay. Hopefully we could all understand that without sound. I was supposed to get matching tattoos with an ex-best friend years ago, but we stopped being friends a few months ago. I'm glad I didn't. You know what's crazy? I have a matching tattoo with one of my good friends who we never talked again. Like after the month that we got that tattoo, we literally never talked again. And I have one of my ex. I have one of my ex's name. Unfortunately, I got. Let me see what's going on here.
On the perch phone. Thoughts on the ghosts?
Oh, no. I can't play that. I just remember what that was. Nah, I can't play that.
This is Elon Musk.
Hey guys, what's up?
This is Elon Musk.
Hey guys, what's up?
So how she got Elon Musk to school for her presentation? Anywho, let me see.
Excuse me, sir? I'm not sure about your pharmacy hours. Are you guys serving right now? Oh, okay. Excuse me, sir? I'm not sure about your pharmacy hours. Are you guys serving right now? Oh, okay.
They say you'll rue the day, Carly Shay. They say he turned into a sea lion. Why he surprised like he wasn't holding up anyway? Let's go. Okay. I think we're done with our memes for the day.
What you looking at, nigga?
Why? I'm sorry. Oh my God.
What you looking at, nigga? Why? I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
How you gonna borrow a French fry? They say he was thinking out loud. They say he broke his 10-year streak. They say he didn't get fired, just relocated to a different school. Intrusive thoughts. He was on Call of Duty earlier that day. Oh, I'm sorry, it's crazy. He used the hard R, guys. The hard R. Oh, let's watch this one again. We can end on this.
Lady at Home Depot bought a plastic box to keep her hair from the rain. Lady at Home Depot bought a plastic box to keep her hair from the rain.
He did not sound like, excuse me. Don't make that mistake again. I'm going to make it again. Get a Razan tattoo right across my forehead. Okay, guys. I think that's all we have. And that's all I can show you guys. I think the rest were too much. We can end on this one again.
Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places. Hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, baby girl needed the wiener, Some of these bitches need dick, like she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Dick in a thigh, dick in a waist, dick in the right places. Hits like Venus Serena, he wanna eat up the Caesar, Bonita, baby girl needed the wiener, Some of these bitches.
Tupac could never. All right, thank you, President, the Honorable Barack Obama, former president. We appreciate that. With that being said, thank you everyone for coming. Oh, the Discord. The Discord is open once again. I open it periodically every single time I stream. Every single time. Not every single time, but sometimes. Should I change the thumbnail and title of this video? I feel like it was completely different from anything. Yeah, let's change it to school shooting something. Let's do that. That's what we can do. But be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince Petty, and next week we will not have the box. Promise. I promise. We won't have the box. Good night, guys. Oh wait, let me play my professional outro.